Hello, good evening, everyone. Good to see every one of you here. My name is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Okay, so if you guys can hear me loud and clear, please say a hi to me in the comments. Today it is a Friday evening, the 15th of October 2021. Okay, so Friday evening, good to see every one of you here. All right, so let me take a look at the comments. If you can hear me loud and clear, just say a hi to me in the comments. I won't bite. Okay. Yep. Hello, Janice, Han Hock. All right. Divya, Felix, Eileen, CJ, Mary, Edmund. Okay, good to see every one of you here. Christopher Singh, Ginger. All right, Ginger, Benz, Lisa. Just a very quick show of hand here, right? If this is the first time, you're watching me on this Facebook Live, all right? First time after the Asia Trading Festival, all right? First time because we have a lot of new people coming. If it's the first time, type one in the comments. Type one. Is it the first time you're watching this? Okay. Of course, I can see a lot of familiar names. Thank you for your support. All those are my, MWA subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. If it's the first time, please type one in the comments. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy the Asia Trading Festival. All right. For 2 days, a lot of content here. I enjoy Prof Chan sharing up. Actually, Prof Chan hasn't been, speaking in the market for quite some time already, ever since the COVID-19 starts. Okay, I can see quite a number of one over here. Okay, right, I was talking about Prof Chan, right? So how many of you actually attended Prof Chan session, all right, during the Asia Trading Festival? If you do, all right, if you did, all right, just type Prof Prof in the comment. Just type Prof in the comment. Okay, just type Prof in the comments. So Prof Chan, I actually started listening to his sharing, I think ever since I started investing in 2011, so about 10 years ago. He always give very, very good macro analysis. As I mentioned during the session, right, he can link up everything, he can link up everything and he make the whole complete picture. All right, I can see quite a number of Prof Chan. So you all also know him. Yeah, so yes, fantastic. And yes, I can see a question. Did we break 4,000 member? Yes, Christopher. So we broke the 4,000 members mark subscribers in our Telegram channel. So if you haven't joined our Telegram channel, do join the Telegram channel. All right, you can see the link in the scrolling bar below. And yes, we have about 4,070 people in the room. All right, so today's session, okay, I'll keep it, I try to keep it within 1 hour. I try to keep it within 1 hour. So let me share my screen now. Darius, got translation for that to English? I don't have, but okay. Mary is asking, I can't understand Mandarin. Okay, I know that some of you couldn't understand Mandarin, so I try to do a recap, okay, based on what I understand from Prof Chan. It's not a conclusive one, so I try to do a recap, okay. So yes, by the way, 我以前中学是读高级华文，but I give back a lot to the teacher already. Okay, I mean that conversation wise, it is okay to speak. I can speak quite fluently, but asking me to host, give technical terms and such, and to give a very full speech in Mandarin, then that is quite difficult for me lah. Okay, let me share my screen right now. Okay, can you guys see my screen? If you can see my screen, just type yes in the comments. I'll try to zoom it. All right. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. So try to comment. And yes, all right. By the way, I only have about 28 likes right now. So okay, please give me a like and share. If you don't want to give me a share, doesn't matter. Just give me a like. We do. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money. It also tells Facebook algo that you want to see more of me, more of my Facebook Live in the future. Because if you don't do that, Facebook will deem that you don't like my content, you don't like MarketWise Asia, and in the future, will start showing you lesser and lesser of our Facebook Live or our content on your Facebook feed. So do give me a like. Liking is free, doesn't cost you money. Okay, so disclaimer first, whatever I share today, it is just for information purpose. It is not recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. Alex is always wrong. Please don't copy me. I think the last time I spoke is 1st of October, starting of October before the Asia Trading Festival. So I think about 2 weeks already. So I hope you guys miss me. Okay. Yeah, all right. So today I'm talking about China stocks. All right, interesting observation about Chinese stocks. Okay, again, just a quick show of hand over here, right? How many of you are actually already vested into some of these Chinese stocks while they are as in they are deep diving down? Okay. All right. So how many of you actually invested or you pick up a bit already? If you pick up a bit of some of these Chinese stocks, right? Type me in the comments. Type me in the comments. Okay. For me personally, I've been trading some of the Chinese stocks. As in, I'm not buying directly. I'm just using options. I sell options on Alibaba. All right. So if you try to invest on a value investing mindset, trying to pick up, dollar cost averaging, type me in the comments. Not yet. Some me. Okay, no, me. Okay, some a few of you. Oh, quite a number. For me, not yet lah. But I think I would go into a little bit soon. Okay. Anyway, all right. As I mentioned, right, I will recap some of the Prof Chan sharing as a recap. So Zhen Renchang 博士. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the content last weekend. And essentially, Prof Chan is trying to share a view, talking about the US inflation, talking about the Chinese market. Why does the Chinese market keep falling? Okay, and I will share with you this recap. So it is not conclusive. This summary. So if you really want, right, do go back to the Asia Trading Festival, the replay page, and watch the replay video. Okay, so this is Prof Chan recap. All right, so essentially he started off with the US market. Okay, basically give you the overall broad market on what is happening in the US market right now. And of course, the number one worry that people are so-called worrying, right? It is the inflation, right? So inflation, all right. So before Biden, so before 2021, okay, essentially it's before 2021 this year, okay. There's little or no inflation, right? Before Biden, okay. So you should know, the US has been printing money for the past many years, okay, especially since the global financial crisis in 2008. All right, so many years already printing money. So inflation wasn't really a big problem until recently, especially this year. All right, QE. So of course, QE is quantitative easing. All right, so the US print money, and a lot of times previously, the money just flowed directly into the bonds and the stock market. All right, the US government buy more bonds, and all the money also flow into the stock market. This is quite clear cut. You should know that's why the market kept going higher, right? But one important thing is that the citizens, right, the US people don't really get the money. Okay, the citizens do not get the money, and generally the income does not increase for the US citizen. All right, but right, the COVID-19 situation caused a change right now. All right, so the COVID, all right, of course they give the stimulus, and of course the US government also give financial aid also. In that case, right, the US government is trying to give free money to their citizens, right? And of course, if you give free money to everyone, every people have more money, but they are chasing the same amount of goods. That's why this will cause inflation to go up as well. And of course, COVID, essentially, initially we thought that COVID maybe the demand will decrease because of this whole virus thing. But contrary, right, the reverse thing happened. The demand actually increased for a lot of the products and such, right? But however, because of this COVID-19, right, the supply chain is actually disrupted. and a lot of goods, right, we can't get readily, easily also. So that is the main problem. And the only supplier right now, it is just mainly China, okay? And this is good for China. This is good for China, but the rest, it is not so good. And whenever you want to buy things, it's getting more and more expensive. Especially China. China, by the way, Prof. Chan is saying that China is going for a COVID zero strategy. So they are still going for the COVID zero strategy. They are closing off their borders, but when they close off, right, no virus leak out and such, they can function quite pretty well. But for us, like small countries, Singapore, Malaysia, and such, right, we cannot really adopt a COVID zero strategy, and we have to live with the COVID and such. There's a lot of supply chain disruption and such. Okay, and of course, because of between the trade wars and between China and US, and there is also a tariff on the Chinese good. Whatever products it is coming into the US from China, there is a tariff, I think about 15 to 20%, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, right, all this tariff will cause the price to increase when the real product actually landed on the US citizens' hands. Okay, of course, the Chinese, they are not going to reduce their price. They're going to fix their price, and when the tariffs come, it's going to increase to the US people also. And not is that okay? There's this infrastructure plan. Of course, Biden also introduced this infrastructure bill, and he's going to pump in billions, and not billions, actually it's trillions of dollars of money into this infrastructure plan. And of course, infrastructure technically it is good for the people. In the long term, people should get all the electricity, the railways, the buildings, and such lah. Okay, all the essential goods, public services goods. But in the short term, right, it will cause the demand issue, because you're gonna get more workers to do the work. All right, increase in demand for workers. And of course, you need all these raw materials to build all this infrastructure. And of course, these raw materials, commodities recently are also increasing price. And if adding into the infrastructure bill, right, you're going to build more and more things, you need all these raw materials. That's why inflation is also causing issue over here. And of course, now the issue is inflation is increasing. Okay, but the Federal Reserve, the Fed, cannot so easily increase the interest rate, because they know that once they increase the interest rate, right, bubble will burst. So they are trying to prep the market, just they're telling you that, hey, we're going to increase, we're going to taper off soon, right? The tapers will come out soon, we're going to increase slowly. So trying to prep the market. And I don't know how many of you actually know, right? Powell term, right? The Federal Reserve chairman, Powell, the term will end in February 2022. All right, that is just next year only. And this is just the first term. And if he want to hold on to the second term, which Prof. Chan thinks that he will want to continue for a second term, right? He would have to, make the stock market hold up, at least for the moment, at least until next year. Okay, so if the market crash right now, right, I think there's very little chance that he can continue to be the Federal Reserve chairman next year. So he has to try his best to hold up the whole US market, at least not to crash now lah. Okay, you understand? So he'll try to delay the rate hike as long as possible, but that is not possible if the inflation continue to rise. Okay, so this is what Prof. Chan's view on the US market right now. Can you guys understand what I'm trying to say? So this is not a conclusive summary. All right, if you understand what I'm trying to say, if you think this is okay, understand, type yes in the comments. Type yes in the comments. While I take a break. Well, before I go into the second part of the Chinese overall comment by him. Everything all good. So you guys understand about this inflation issue and the interest rate issue or not? Okay, of course, Prof. Chan think that the US market, it is really a bubble for many years already. Okay, this is just waiting for a bubble to burst. He think that it is a bubble and it will burst eventually, but he don't know when, but he feels that at this moment in time, until the end of this year, 2021, the market can continue to go higher. But heading into 2022, that is a different story. Nobody knows. So we have to really watch how the market react. All right, so this is the US section. So in US section, okay. I see some comments so I'll try to answer the comments later. All right, so let me go through the Chinese one. And China, all right, China, very interesting thing. China, of course, Xi Jinping, ex-JP, is the leader. And recently, they have this campaign called the two centenaries, if my pronunciation is correct. So they are focusing on this thing, two centenaries, 100年, which means that double 100 years, 100 years, 100 years. Okay, the founding of the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party, all right, this 100 years, this year is the 100 year, so it's 2021, the first 100 year, 100年, and the founding of the People's Republic of China will be in later, all right, 2049, so it's still quite 20 years, 20 plus years ahead. So, but Xi Jinping is focusing on these two centenaries, 200年, and how does he want to celebrate, achieve these two centenaries, right? So Xi Jinping has this ideology, which is called the 中国梦, okay, the Chinese dream. And the Chinese dream is for people to achieve common prosperity. So meaning that, he basically want to eradicate absolute poverty. Everybody should have some standard of living. All right, he doesn't want to have those extremely poor people in all the provinces and such on. So he wanted to have a common prosperity. Can understand, all right. And what is hindering this common prosperity? The anti-monopoly, right? As in the monopoly is actually hindering this common prosperity. So this anti-monopoly, it is actually led by Xi Jinping himself. So he's trying to attack all these companies, especially these tech companies, because tech has a lot of power, and with a lot of power, they are forming a monopoly on the company like Meituan, Alibaba, and such. All right. So for example, Prof gave an example over here like Meituan. Okay. So Meituan, they do food delivery. Basically, everything also done into this Meituan app, right? It is like a super app. It is something similar like our Grab app in Singapore and in Malaysia and in Southeast Asia. But of course, Meituan, this super app, basically they can do everything. Okay, and of course, food delivery, it is one thing also. So Prof said that actually, if only Meituan is operating, for example, the food delivery service, okay, all the delivery guys have no chance but to serve Meituan. They can't go to other delivery provider, and whatever Meituan charges, right, the delivery guys have to just accept it. All right. Initially, for example, if they charge $5 per trip, eventually they reduce to $2, $1. You still have to accept it. Okay. So there's no chance for them to head on to other competitors and have a better pay, salary, or whatsoever. All these people are self-employed, and they can't have no prosperity okay, if Meituan is having the monopoly. Okay. And of course, and there's this Evergrande saga also, and Prof Chan think that this is purposely done by the Chinese government, because they know that the property market is heating up very aggressively already, and there's a bubble to be formed, and most of these young people in China cannot afford to have their own housing. Okay, and this is driving all the way down to all these birth rate downs and such. So he wants a common prosperity, so that people can afford to have more money, and with more money, less worry, and such people are able to give birth more to more children. Okay, and of course, this Evergrande saga recently, I think you should know, all right, because the CCP give out 3 rules, all right, 70% ceiling on liabilities, 100% cap on the net debt to equity and a cash to short-term borrowing ratio of at least 1. And of course, Evergrande cannot fulfill. I think I don't know how many part of it, but cannot fulfill, and that's why they came crashing down. Okay, they cannot fulfill, and they have a lot of debt also. And talking about Meituan, Meituan ever since I think the start of the IPO, it is up 10 times already, 10 times already, and Tencent it is also up 3 times already. And what Prof Chan think that it is definitely a bubble. This is a bubble, okay? And of course, people are complaining that, Meituan, it already is very painful. It dropped how many percent. But what Prof Chan think that, it depends on when and where you enter into Meituan, Tencent. So he gave Meituan as an example. I think at the start, I think 3 years ago, Meituan was just, I think, less than $100, $40 to $50, that kind of price range. And it shoot up to, $450 at the high. So if you enter 3 years ago, you are still sitting on a very good profit right now. Maybe not 10 times, but I think about 3 times, 4 times. Okay. And Tencent also 3 times. I think he gave an example. I didn't really check the date, but it's up 3 times already, 300% already. Also, it depends on when you enter. If you enter early, all right, you are still sitting on at least 100% profit. So I think it is still okay. And the reason why it is because a lot of people is rushing into Meituan, Tencent, all these tech stocks. They are chasing all these stocks, and he thinks that if you chase, essentially, you are stupid, a moron. That's what he said. No, I say, but okay, and also a gambler, also myself, because it is already so high already. The valuation is so high, and keep on chasing. So essentially, this is forming a bubble, and the Chinese government, the Chinese CCP, can see it themselves. So they wanted to, I think he said, 一棍打下来. Basically, he just whack them down. Okay, the Chinese government just whack all these tech companies, crack down. So they purposely want to drive down the prices so that to cool down, not to create a bubble. So once this bubble die off already, okay, they have more room to grow in the future. Because if the Chinese government, don't kill off this bubble and the bubble continue to form bigger and bigger up higher, right? The price go higher and higher up, right? As the bubble forms bigger and bigger, and when the times really come, right, it cause a global financial crisis, and the Chinese government doesn't want it to happen. So they, instead of letting, George Soros, other people, the US people to cause it to crash, I crashed the US market myself. I repeat, so Prof Chan said that, rather than letting all the other speculators crash the Chinese market, the CCP will crash the Chinese market themselves. Okay, 我自己打我的孩子. Okay, something like that lah. Can understand? All right. Can And talking about printing money, right? So Prof Chan will say that, in fact, it isn't just the US that is printing money. In fact, the Europe, the Japanese is also printing the money. Every country is printing money. Okay, every country printing money. So, but the problem is, right, if not USD, then what? What is the alternative? There's no alternative. And that's the reason why US still can afford to print the money, and it is still the reserve currency as of now. And talking about the bubble burst, right? So let's go to the chart. All right, let me do that. The Hang Seng Index. So Prof Chan said that the Hang Seng Index, let me go to weekly time frame. All right, naked chart over here. Okay, the drawing over here. This is the weekly chart. All right, so the Hang Seng actually fell before the US market. So instead of 2008, all right, the Hang Seng stock market actually fall in 2007. This is 2007. So the crash, of course, the US global financial crisis also continued to fall also. But essentially, the CCP is trying to whack their own market first. Okay, so whack down first, so that the effect is not so serious. Okay, and also in 2005, I think 2005 something, and they see that the bubble is also kind of forming already. All right, they also whacked the market down 2005. So this is what Prof. Chan mentioned in his presentation also, that is in 2007 and 2015. So in short, talking about the US market, inflation, I think will continue to increase, okay? And to China, right? You have to focus on what is the objective of the CCP. And of course, Xi Jinping is focusing on the common prosperity and the two centenaries, the 200年. So whatever he do, his goal is like this, very simple. Want to have the Chinese dream and the common prosperity and such. And he doesn't want the bubble to form. He will whack their own stock market first before letting other countries to do it. Okay. So essentially, this is the summary of what Prof. Chan mentioned during the session. All right, can you guys understand so far? If you guys can understand, type okay in the comments. I might not be doing a good job, but I try my best. Okay, this is what I understand from his session. Actually, in fact, I have to re-listen to his session once again, to craft out this short summary. So if everything is okay, please type okay in the comments while I take a short break over here. All right, can. Okay, let me take a look at the comments first. Let me see. Worry about the global supply and energy problem. Tiger Beer, is this the first time you're watching me on Facebook Live? You're watching on YouTube, okay? You're watching on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Worry about the global supply energy in China. Yes, okay, but I think every country is facing this issue right now. So basically, a lot of demand, but supply, there's a crunch. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, people are saying that there's this commodity super cycle. There's this commodity is going to go high up this cycle already, this secular bull market in the commodities. All right. How to find a list of Shenzhen stock codes? This one I'm not very sure. Okay, I can't answer you this for now. We'll explore this later. Okay. So in short, all right, expect price to hold rise in the short term. And for me, Darius, I think you have been watching my Facebook Live for some time already. You should know that I'm more of a technical trader, right? So I will just see the price action. Later I'll go through that. Okay, go through that. Ching Wong, US beginning will increase in debt ceiling, and I think all the debt ceiling, all this is always a show. Eventually, you'll pass one and you'll be a non-event. Okay, I think the debt ceiling, I think you'll go through it. I think on the 18th of October, if I'm not mistaken, the decision. But I think you'll go through. All right. 2020 already burst one time. The burst one time is based on the COVID sell-off. 2020. All right. Yep. So in that case, I think the government's still not happy with that. I don't know what's their plan, but they intend to do the crackdown. So it's up to them to decide what is not good for the society, what is not good for, like for example, the tuition. They think it's no good for the society to just crack it down. All right. In March 2020, if would impact or not? Okay. So this is a good question, Stephen. So right? There's a reason why it's based on my personal opinion. There's a reason why Powell keep talking about the rate hike, because right, the market doesn't like surprise. The market doesn't like surprise. So you don't suddenly say, oh, I want to increase interest rate next day. So the market immediately will crash on. So you can see for the past many months, the US, as in the Federal Reserve, especially Powell, has been prepping the market really. I am going to increase rate soon. Then next meeting, I am going to increase the rate soon. Okay. The next meeting again, I am going to increase rate soon. So the market already can price in all the information already. So it won't be a surprise anymore. So the essentially Powell is letting the market, price in, slowly adapt all the information, absorb all the information, and when he eventually increase, as in the interest rate or whatsoever, right, it will be a non-event. It will be a non-event. Okay, so it won't be, there might be some volatility, but the impact won't be that huge compared when he suddenly just increased the rate hike. All right. Farah, not founding of PRC in 2024, 2049. It is 2049 is the 100 years. It's the 100 years. Okay, 2049 is the 100 years. Okay, so they founded in 1949. Okay, the PRC. Okay, the modern PRC lah. Can. Right. So see. Good time to get returns. Jeffrey, I'm going to talk about this very soon. So the rate increase, market will go up. Okay, let me go through the stock chart right now. So I'll go through the China stock interesting observation now. All right, before I go into that, right? If you think I'm giving a pretty decent summary of what Prof Chan is saying, or you like my content, you like my MarketWise Asia, you like the Asia Trading Festival, whatever it is, okay. If you like us, okay, do give me a like and share right now. So at least to tell Facebook algo that you want to see more of us in the future. Because if you don't do that, Facebook will not show you our Facebook Live in the future. Keep showing lesser and lesser already. So liking is free, doesn't cost you money. So do give us just a like. Liking is free, And of course, we also have the Telegram channel over here. Okay, the Telegram channel. Right now, we have about 4,000 plus people in the Telegram channel already. So do subscribe to our Telegram channel. I already posted the link in the comments. So whenever I have updates, price mover, breaking news, and my Facebook Live, I will share them in the Telegram channel. All right, Ken? Okay, so back to this China stock interesting observation. Okay, so I'll go to Alibaba first. Alibaba first. Okay, I'll go to the Hong Kong listing first. Zoom in over here. All right, I think there are quite a number of people here right now are pretty new to me. Of course, you saw me in the Asia Trading Festival. I'm mainly the host, but you didn't see me as a trader, as a Facebook Live presenter before. Okay, so I'm also a trader myself, independent trader. I trade in market. All right, and I am more of a technical trader. Technical traders, I don't really look at the fundamental. I do look now, but as in 80-90%, I'm purely looking at the price chart. Okay, and I'm primarily a swing trader. Swing trader meaning that I hold for a few days to at most 1 to 2 weeks, that kind of time frame. All right, so swing trader, technical trader, and I trade myself. And I'm also a trend follower. So how do I determine the trend? So knowing when to buy or when not to buy is also very crucial. Besides knowing when to buy, knowing when not to buy is also very crucial. So for me, I use this indicator called the cloud. Okay, the Ichimoku cloud. So basically, this is just a trend filter for me. To determine the trend. Very simple. For those who are new to me, follow me. For those who are already old bird lao jia already, okay, just shoot first. Treat it as a refresher. All right, simple, Okay, can you see the cloud over here, the green, the pink? Okay, very simple. If price is above the cloud, okay, this is an uptrend. Okay, uptrend. All right. When price is below the cloud, I'll deem it as a downtrend. Simple. All right. The cloud is just for me to determine the trend. And ever since the start of this year, 2021, all right, can you see that price? Once it has fallen below the cloud, generally, all right, it is also all the way below the cloud. And right now, it is still on a downtrend. All right. This is a trend filter for me using the Ichimoku cloud. All right. I don't think I will share with you how to get the cloud indicator. It is basically Ichimoku cloud. I will share with you the YouTube tutorial later. Okay, let me go through other things first. I also use this called the central pivot range. Central pivot range over here. In this, okay, can you see the green dotted line over here? All these are the central pivot range. So this central pivot range actually derived from the indicator pivot points. Okay. John, what is the reason you remove the 3 lines of the cloud? All right, okay, so I think you know the Tencent, Meituan, and the checkout spend, all this, right? The reason why I remove is very similar to moving averages, and I don't need the 3 other lines. I only want the cloud only to determine the trend. All right, Ken, I hope that answers your question. So this central pivot range is like a support and resistance zone over here. Okay, so can you see when price is actually hitting the CPR, central pivot range, acting as support, hitting CPR, acting as support, hitting the CPR, central pivot range, acting as support, hitting the CPR, acting as a support. Okay, all right. When price fall below the cloud, downtrend, right? It is a downtrend. All right. When price retest the CPR, is acting as a resistance. Okay. And when test the CPR over here, when it is very trending, acting as a resistance over here, acting as a resistance over here, acting as a resistance over here. Okay. And I also have this pivot point, pivot point over here. If I add in everything, it can be confusing if this is the first time you are watching me. All right. So basically the pivot point, all these lines that you see over here, right? The brown, green, whatever line you can see, like basically it's just a support resistance line. The main thing is the pivot point, okay, which is the central pivot range. The green dotted line is derived from the pivot points. Okay, so I will share with you this link over here, right? The YouTube tutorial, how you can put the cloud, the CPR, and the pivot point onto your trading view. I won't go through how we put it, okay? All right, so can you see now? Okay, because in this example, Alibaba, price is actually in a downtrend for quite a long time already. Okay, for a long time already. So from the high over here, at the high to the low over here, it is down actually about 56% already. So 56%. Okay, if you buy at the top 300 plus for right? It can be painful for you if you really buy the top. But nevertheless, okay, for a trend to actually to reverse, okay, price has to break above the central pivot range first. Let me remove the line. So just cloud CPR first, okay? Okay, so this is hitting the resistance, and this month, for quite some time, for the past 3 months, right, this is the first time price actually broke above the central pivot range. All right, for the price to starting to turn into uptrend repeat, it has to break above the central pivot range first. Okay, it tells us that the downtrend is weakening already, right, and potentially heading into uptrend, but it is still in a downtrend. Don't be mistaken. Don't be so quick to fire your shots first, right? For it to be fully changed into uptrend, the best is price to break above the cloud, But right now, not yet. But if you really want to eager and enter into Alibaba and such, I think, okay, this is just a personal opinion. I think this might be a good time to at least allocate some of your capital into it. Okay, so let's say for example, you have 100,000, 100K. All right, don't one shot put in 100K into Alibaba, okay? Maybe you can divide your capital into 2 tranche or 3 tranches. Okay, you can put 50K first time, then when it really turn to uptrend, then another 50K. Or if you already more kiasi, okay, you can divide into 3 portion. All right, maybe 33K first, and 33 last tranche. So you can put in 33K, allocate before first time, second time, another 33K. When it's fully uptrend, put in your last 33K. So this is what I can suggest you to do. And just a disclaimer first. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm correct, but what I see that right now, the recent news, seems like the news cannot really bring down the Chinese stock anymore. Okay, of course, you have to do the fundamentally good one now, right? Don't go into these tuition centers. The structural has changed already, and the government is going to make it a non-profit. So business-wise, this is definitely no good. But talking about Alibaba, Meituan, Tencent, Tencent, all this, the fundamental is still there. They're still making money and such. It's just that the Chinese government just do a crackdown temporarily only. Can? All right, so for the US, BABA over here, let's see tonight. Okay, so it is also the same. Price is also actually above the central pivot range already. So it is definitely a good start. Price has to be above the central peak range. All right, can so far? All right, so for those who are new to me, are you able to understand what I'm what I'm saying? And of course, those who are really with me for some time, you should know what I'm talking about. And you might already know already, okay? But I'm just trying to share with everybody and treat me as a third pair of eyes. I try to look for you certain markets that you might not be aware of, other stocks that you might not be aware of. Okay? And like for example, Meituan is 3690Meituan. Okay? Meituan is the stronger one. Can you see once again? All right, Meituan, it is a bubble as defined by Prof. Chan. You see this is like a parabolic move. Okay, can you see parabolic move over here? So initially, steady uptrend, 45-degree, good uptrend, then suddenly turn into a very steep uptrend, then parabolic up already. So definitely this kind of rally cannot sustain. And eventually this bubble is bursting, purposely done by CCP. Okay, can you see also that price has been approved? So I see a check. Oh, BTC has been approved, is it? Let me see BTC price. All right. I think I saw, my friend Gary told me that, the BTC Bitcoin ETF has been approved already. Anyway, we'll see that later, okay? This is good news over here. Okay, back to Chinese stock, Can you see over here? Price actually hit the CPR, supported. Okay, and when of course price could go below the CPR, doesn't matter, but eventually it goes up. But when price goes below the cloud, it is a downtrend. It is a downtrend. Of course, there's some false breakout, but most of the time it is still below the cloud. Can you see over here? And right now for Meituan, price has already broken broken above the CPR and also above the cloud. All right, to me, in this aspect, based on the daily time frame, price is on a uptrend. But you need to take a look at the longer time frame, the weekly time frame. All right, so it's coming down, heading up. It is still below the cloud. You need to understand that. So when price head to a higher level, okay, the cloud over here or the standard support and resistance over here, you could be facing some supply over here, which means that you could be facing some resistance and price could do a correction or what. But so we have to look at the longer time frame. But based on the day time frame, it is on a uptrend. All right, so whenever there's a checkpoint, for example, resistance over here, and such, okay, all these are potential supply that could be coming in. So you have to take note. Control H, oops. No. For the line over here, doesn't matter. Never mind. So I think you guys get the idea, okay? You can see, okay, I draw a line over here. Okay, can. All right, so potential resistance over here, yeah, potential resistance is over here. So do take note of that. And let me see, Tencent. Okay, I want to go through Tencent also. Tencent, it is 700. 100. So I zoom in. Right now, I think I'll just give you guys a test. So for Tencent, what is the situation right now? Is it still on an uptrend or a downtrend, or the downtrend is weakening, or is there a potential change of trend into uptrend based on what I shared just now? So Tencent all the way downtrend, below the CPR, below CPR, below the CPR, okay? So right now, how do you think Tencent is faring now? Give me an answer. For those who are already with me for some time, you should know the answer already. Okay, maybe you can't do sian already, but you know, this is exactly how I trade. Exactly how I trade. All right. Yes, potential over here. All right, potential over here. That's right. You can see over here, price is actually above the CPR over here, central pivot range, and it signals that the downtrend is weakening. Downtrend is weakening. There's a potential change to uptrend. And when price break above the cloud, then I would say that Tencent is an uptrend based on the daily time frame. Okay. All right. And you also see the price structure for Tencent. This is a low over here. This is forming a higher low already. Okay. And of course, this is the higher high. And we can see if price can break out and test the high again. And this is a higher high. And when price is above the cloud, this is uptrend to me. Again, it doesn't mean that price will just price. It doesn't mean that price will just go up like this all the way. No. It could go up like that. Sideways for a while longer than you can think, and test your patience and then go high up. So you need to prepare to wait. If you are thinking of buying it, don't expect price to just zoom, then V-shaped recovery like that. It might not be like that. Okay, so let's take a look at Baba, for example, over here. Baba over here. Can you see in 2018 over here? Chart, okay. 2018 over here, price fell. Okay. Initially it rallied a bit, okay, and then ping pong, for some time, I think for about 1 year plus or 2 years. Then it still never test the old high, and eventually test the high, came back down again, still ping pong, until it tests the new high. So you need to prepare to hold for that. You need to prepare to hold. All right. And JD is another one. It's listed in the US. Listed in the US over here. JD over here. JD. Cloud and CPR over here. All right. JD, e-commerce, came down, break above the cloud, signal and uptrend, right? And then price came back down, retest the cloud again, acting as a support and hitting back up. So JD is also technically in an uptrend to me. All right. And I think, let me see what else. Tencent, Ping An, somebody is asking about Ping An, right? Okay, Ping An, what's the code? Sorry, I forget the code. The ticker Ping An is 2318. Ping An is a very, 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 very nice downtrend, or very sweet downtrend. Can you see over here? Never once it broke below the cloud, it actually reversed and test above the CPR. Okay, can you see? Resistance. Can? And this is the first time in many months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. For the past 6 months, it has always below the CPR, and this is the first time price broke above the CPR and retest again. So there's a potential chance that Ping An could head into an uptrend. But I repeat, Ping An, it is still on a downtrend. To me, if you really want to be 100% sure that it is forming an uptrend based on the daily time frame, price has to go above the cloud. But I think again, I think you can nibble a bit, all right, if you really want to enter into some of these Chinese positions. Can understand so far? If everything okay or not? If everything okay so far, if everything is okay, everything is good, all right, just type good in the comments. Type good in the comments. All right, by the way, right now, let me see BTC. BTC is rallying 5% right now. Okay, BTC ETF. See, got news or not? ETF. News. Not yet. Google still not yet. Okay. Anyway, we'll see the news later. That doesn't matter. Can good. Everything is good. Huh? Everything is good. So let me see some of the question over here. Give me a moment. Okay, long bands. Okay, 2318, I already mentioned about this already. Okay, so CGN. Okay, I'll go through one for you. CGN 1816. Wow, CGN is a penny stock in Hong Kong. So it's very cheap, and the price action doesn't look pretty smooth to me. But nevertheless, it is on an uptrend. It is on an uptrend. Okay, so generally okay, down and up. So this is actually pretty good. CGN is actually pretty good. So Leon, what does CGN do? CGN is a utility company, electric utility. Okay, so be careful for some of the Chinese stocks. They can be very volatile. So sometimes, for like these stocks, okay, when burst up, you have profit, you should take already. After that, you crash down, and a leg up, you have profit, you should take already, that kind of. So I'm more of a swing trader. And can you see right now for CGN, price actually tested the CPR and seems like it's holding well as a support. All right. So yeah, enough for now for individual stocks. Let me see. Hong Kong Tech ETF. Okay, talking about Hong Kong Tech, Hang Seng Tech, HSTC. This is the Hang Seng Tech Index. Hang Seng Tech Index are overall, because it comprises of how many, I think about 30 tech stocks, right? I think about there. Or 20, I'm not sure. Never mind. You can just Google. For Hang Seng Tech, it is the overall ETF, it is just the index. Can see that it is still being resisted by this CPR right now. Okay, can you see that, there was a forced break up above the CPR and then price came back down again. So it doesn't mean that price above the CPR, it is always a buy. So be prepared that price will come back down again, because technically it is still on a downtrend. It is still on a downtrend. So but it's good that it is forming a low double bottom, and we can see if price can go above the CPR. So for Hang Seng Tech, what's the ETF? Hang Seng Tech ETF is 3067,对不对? Right, 3067. Basically, it mimics the price movement also. So about there also, so I'll prefer price to go above the CPR. If you really want, if you don't know what to buy, and just hack it, I will just buy the whole ETF. Can? All right. May I know the CPR function you use on trading? You are Anna, as I mentioned that, all right. So I won't be showing you how to get it. So do watch the YouTube tutorial over here, Anna. So I'll post the link once again in the comments. You watch it, you should know how to install all the indicators on your trading view already. Can? So see the comments. Good. Felix. What is WeChat? What is Yeka stock? I do know about that. Do you have the ticker number or not? Tiger. Okay, before I go into other visual stocks, I try not to go into individual stocks. But you can. What's China still okay lah? But Tiger cannot. Tiger cannot. Okay, Tiger, do you know why cannot or not? Tiger, this is a Tiger broker, Tiger. All right, can you see price? Boom, 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 always below the CPR, and I don't know what's the reason today. Actually, in fact, it kept down crash for the past 2 days. I don't know the reason why also. So Tiger cannot buy. Tiger definitely cannot buy. Okay, don't buy into Tiger. All right, can. Futu. So what's the reason? I didn't follow about this Futu. Futu is a Mumu. I also don't know what's the reason. Also Mumu, Tiger, as in Futu. Futu also cannot buy. Futu also cannot buy. All right. And below the CPR, and there's no reason for me to buy. It's not above the cloud, not above the CPR. It is still very strongly in a downtrend. Can? So let me see this. Darius, right? Do you take Prof. Chan analysis into consideration to determine the long-term trend for the Chinese stock? Seeing what Prof. Chan say that is, no, Prof. Chan didn't say that it doesn't allow the Chinese stock to grow too far. Okay, and whenever there's a monopoly, it try to control it. But at the end of the day, it is still a fundamentally good company. Okay, they are still increasing profit and such. It's just that he doesn't want to. The Chinese government doesn't want a bubble to fall. Doesn't want a bubble to fall. As in price go parabolic, that kind of. All right, and Prof. Chan do show that he share his log chart on the Hang Seng. It is actually at a low of the channel right now. So actually, based on what I infer from his presentation, he does think that the Hong Kong stock are at a low valuation right now, based on the Hong Kong HSI Hang Seng Index. Okay, it is at a low valuation right now, at the log chart at the low. If you know what I'm talking about, right, you should go and watch the replay. Okay, watching him personally is definitely better watching me do the recap or whatsoever. Can 2823willing 2823 BlackRock A China. All right, good. This is good also. Classic. All right, consolidation. Technically, consolidation also above the CPR, and right now it has broken above the cloud. So based on how I view it, okay, this is on a uptrend on the daily time frame. So potentially, price could go like that. How far it can go, I cannot tell you, because as I mentioned already, I'm more of a technical trader. But if you really think the price is at a low, I think you can go it. So hope for long term. You have to hope for at least 1 to 3 years. That kind of, as I mentioned, price could go like this, go up already a little bit, ping pong for a while, up a little bit, ping pong for a while. Before continue here. So you need to have the patience. Okay, Ken? Christopher, as I mentioned already, Prof. Chan, the conclusion, at the end of the chart, he showed 2 charts, okay, the Hong Kong and the STI, the Straits Times Index. And at the end of that, he do show that, the Hang Seng is at the low right now. What I infer, it is at the low. Is it at the low? Okay, this is to decide, okay? And at the end of the day, he felt that, this bubble by the CCP, it is done by them. I think based on what I infer, nothing to be afraid of. Of course, China doesn't want, to them, okay, my personal view, the Chinese government need all these tech company to succeed. Okay, of course, can bring the tech overseas, a lot of tech to bring progress to the country. So essentially, all these tech companies or whatever big companies are like babies to them. The Chinese company need them. The China need them to grow. It is a CCP baby. Let's say if you are a father, do you want your children to die or not? Obviously, you won't want your children to die one. You just want to control them. 给他们一个教训啊。If your child is naughty, you want to cane them, give them a lesson, you get what I'm trying to say now. So all these are the babies, and the Chinese government need them to grow far also. It's mutually, okay, you need me, I need you. But the CCP, it is the father, and the children need to follow the father's will, and the father will not let the children die. Okay, do you get what I'm trying to say now? Can right? So eventually, all this saga will become over lah, and the uptrend will turn back up again. And always remember, the best time to buy is when you don't dare to buy, when you don't feel like buying. Okay, and the best time to sell is when you don't feel like selling. Price go higher and higher, higher. Technically, you should sell, but if you don't feel like selling, that is a classic, to tell that you should actually sell some and take some profit already. Okay, can I repeat? I said that a few times already. The best time is to buy is when you don't feel like buying, and the best time to sell is when you don't feel like selling. Can? All right. So yes. Okay, so I think enough of the Chinese stocks for now. Basically, I also want to share with you some of the. I think I'll go through another 15 more minutes. I'll call it a day. I don't want to hold on to this Facebook Live for too long. I also want to share with you about this Bini Ong wash and rinse strategy. All right, wash and rinse strategy. Let me go through with you, because I really think Bini Ong wash and rinse strategy, it is really a good tool, and I think maybe she doesn't have enough time, and I think she doesn't show you the benefit well enough during that short 1.5 hours. So let me show you this. Just give me a moment. All right, so Bini, the wash and rinse, she actually have this offer over here. Okay, I post the link in the comment. So essentially, you get a free the Alien wash and rinse software as a try out. Okay, and also access to her free webinar. She will share with you how to use the wash and rinse strategy better. So it is totally free also. And should you decide to buy into her course, okay, it is $700 Sing dollars, but it is fully refundable if you fund into some of the two brokers that she recommended. Okay, I won't say right here, but these two brokers are reputable, and I also use one of the broker also. So this is not a some people think it's too good to be true. It really is. I have a friend really funded, and the money is really back into account. So you pay for the cost first, and then you deposit money into the broker. As in the broker will refund you the money into your brokerage account. Sorry, I repeat. You pay for the cost $700. If you open an account with certain of the brokers, the broker will refund you the money, provided you trade, I think, one or two standard lots. One standard lots in a month. It's very easy to hit one. Okay, definitely very easy to hit one. All right, so do you guys see it? Okay, you see the link, right? So I'll go through some of the trades that I saw. Okay, I didn't just go straight directly. Okay, so this is Aeon. All right. By the way, financial for this month is a bullish month. Financial, the XLF is bullish based on seasonals. Okay, so that's why I look into Aeon. And how I see, okay, I especially like wash and rinse trigger. The trigger, okay, you see, now you see me, right? I use the cloud to determine the trend, the CPR, all right, to determine where is the support zone. So when price hit the support zone, like for example, the CPR over here, how do you know when to enter? What is your trigger to enter? And nowadays, I tend to like to use the wash and rinse to trigger. Okay, wash and rinse to trigger. So based on Bini strategy, by the way, Bini strategy, right, wash and rinse, you do have to depend on the software. Okay, the software is like a convenient tool for you to see in the MT4, MT5 platform. But at the end of the day, you still can see the naked chart yourself and watch and you can see the setup, the wash and rinse setup yourself. So it is not a black box strategy where she teach you, you have to rely on her software forever. No. So she'll teach you what is the strategy, how to see it, how to see the wash and rinse. And once you see it, you can apply it on any chart, not just Forex, stocks, commodities, bonds, and such. Right, so for Aeon, all right, so this is a wash over here. This is a wash bar, okay? And then this is the rinse bar. This is the rinse bar. And this is where I entered into Aeon, okay? So price has a good run. I already exited half, so I'm still riding on, trading to the rest of my position, half of the position. Okay, of course, not all trade it is just good profit. I have to share with you the not so good one also, right? So I also entered into Royal Caribbean, and this is also my trigger also over here. All right, this is a wash bar, and then this is a rinse bar, and I enter over here. Right now it is slightly underwater, but this is how I trigger. Can you see over here? This is the wash and rinse strategy. And by the way, I also want to share with you in October, the transportation industry, it is also a bullish month. So I entered into IYT yesterday. IYT, can you see or not? Can you see? All right. If I go into that, very, very good uptrend. This is ETF, IYT is an ETF. Downtrend. Okay, price is above the CPR. And yesterday, actually, price broke above the cloud. So I entered actually yesterday. Okay, it kept up, but I still enter. And okay, this is a wash bar over here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days ago, this is a wash bar. And yesterday, this is a rinse bar. Okay, so can you see over here, the wash and rinse setup, it is not a candlestick pattern. It's not a what evening star, whatever kind of pattern. It is not, but it is a price action move. So you need to really attend the session, then you know what it is. Sorry, because it is not my material, so it is not good for me to tell you what is actually the wash and rinse strategy. Okay, let me see whether I can show you some more example. Recently I also entered into platinum. Okay, platinum, I entered somewhere around here lah. Okay, platinum, in fact, based on seasonal, this is also a good month also. But I'm going to show you also, let's say for example, if you miss this part over here, all right, let me add in my indicator, the pivot point over here. Follow me, So when price, hit this resistance over here, R1, all right, price also actually do a wash and rinse again. Okay, I show you again. Okay, went up. Okay, and this bar, this red bar here, this is a wash bar. And then this green bar over here, this is a rinse bar. And then after that, price just hit higher already. This is how you trigger. So you know the trend, you know where's the support, resistance already. You need to know how to enter, when to trigger, how to enter into the setup, right? Of course, a very common method, people like to use is like a lower high formation, like price broke low, and then when price break the previous day high, okay, then enter. That is one common method, but I realize this method has a hit and miss also. So nowadays I don't really have to enter this method. So nowadays, mostly, not all, but most of the time, my entry, my trigger, it is based on the wash and rinse trigger. Okay, so this is actually how good it is, because I'm really personally using myself. This is a person using myself. Okay, so I think you should at least go through the trial and also the webinar and see and let Beanie explain to you how it is done. Okay, let me answer some question. Can the wash and rinse be used in all time frame? The time frame, if you use Forex, you can go into the H4, 4 hours time frame. Okay, don't go into any other lower time frame because it can get very noisy. So it works best in H4. The most you can go is up to H1 hourly time frame, but the best is based on the daily time frame. Okay, so daily H4, the lowest can go is H1. Can answer your question, huh? Hi, all right. How to see, as I mentioned already, Mary, so you have to, this is not my teaching, this is not my material, so I can't really just share with you like this. But I can tell you, if you trust me, if you guys can trust me, all right, most of my entry right now is based on the wash and rinse. So in the future, if you use the wash and rinse and such, at least it's easier for us to communicate. Okay. Yes, Angeline, you can still join the wash and rinse. Let me share with you the link over here. The link is over here. Let me go to the link. Okay, so if you go through the landing page, this is over here, right? So you just get the trial first, see how it works, and also register for the free webinar. All right, so you don't have to decide to buy now, whatever. So if you attend the webinar, you think it's not for you, doesn't matter, don't buy, it is okay one, okay? But I think you should lah. And the cost fee for the module 2 wash and rinse, so as in module 1 plus module 2 is 700 块, $700. But this $700 is fully refundable. So you get back your $100, $700 in cash, cash in the form of your brokerage account cash. So if you register with any of the preferred broker that Beanie is recommending, either one, okay, and if you do a one standard lot trade within, I think 1 or 2 months, 1 month, and the broker will refund you the $700 into your account. So basically, this is your account money to trade one. So essentially, it's free money for you. So which means that the cost fee is actually $0 because the broker will refund you the $700. So there's some collaboration between Beanie and the broker. So I think you should take advantage of this offer. Ken, I don't want to talk too much into that. Lest you think that I'm trying to hard sell you. It is not, because personally, I'm using the wash and rinse trigger. Ken? Raymond is asking, right, does the wash and rinse work best for Forex? To the contrary, I don't really use it for Forex. I use it for the stock market. So yeah, it doesn't work. It can work in all markets because this is a price action kind of a behavior. So it can work in all markets, commodities, Forex, stocks, bonds. Can? So John is asking, right, what is the name of the pivot indicator that used in the trading view? So pivot point, standard, and also the central pivot range. Once again, John, go through the video tutorial and you will know already. So this is the video tutorial. All right, and for the wash and rinse, one last time, I will share the link in the comments. All right, Darius, okay. Quickly go through the US market. The US market right now, S&P is up 0.66% right now. By the way, how many of you actually remember what I said on the 1st of October? My previous Facebook Live before the start of the Asia Trading Festival. Anybody who was there know my view or not? What did I say about the US market at that point in time, 1st of October? Am I bullish or bearish? Am I bullish or bearish? All right. Marcus, don't talk about success rate, okay? Talk about how much profit can you make from, I think 70%, 90%, doesn't matter. You can win 90% of the time, but your loss is always bigger than your win, then no point talking about success rate, okay? So, yeah, at least I use the wash and rinse. It is profitable for me. And I think you should give it a try first. So Don't talk about the success rate. Talk about whether you can make profit. Okay. All right. So airline bullish. Pay when you can remember. Airlines are yes. Bullish. Yes, bullish. That's right. I quite happy that quite a number of you can remember it. Anyway, I'm not trying to say that I'm right, but I have a bias, and I explained to you why my bias was bullish. Okay, simply because I'm just a very quick recap. Because at that point in time, the market breadth is at a low based on the number of stocks above the 50 days moving average. It was at a low. So generally, when it is at a low, it tends to rebound. And secondly, we are heading into the seasonals. October, November, that kind. It is generally bullish month. Number three, okay. A lot of gurus on the Facebook, Twitters, and such, they have quite a number of them are very bearish. Okay, from what I sense, sentiment, and most of the time, when a lot of people think the same way, most of the time they are wrong one. So take the opposite side. And right now, it seems that market it is heading higher. All right, and right now price is above the central pivot range and above the cloud. So I think right, we are right now, we from October to December, we could be bullish. That's my personal view. I could be wrong, but I don't know how it will pan out in November, December. But in the short term, I think there's a high chance that we will retest the S&P high over here, which is at about 4,550. Okay, most likely we will retest the high for is it 4550? Sorry, 4550. 4550 retest the high again. All right. And for the Dow Jones is also the same right now. Price in a short period of time, it was below the cloud, but eventually rebounded up, and also possibly to retest the high within the next few days or next week, 1 to 2 weeks time. The Nasdaq is the weaker one compared to the S&P and the Dow, because it's a tech company. And tech company, as long as the market, the S&P and the Dow can retest the high, I think there's a high chance that the Nasdaq can also retest the high. All right, so that's my personal view. Okay, and I know some of the people left already. Now we only left about 270 people. Okay, initially we have 300 plus people, right? So I'm going to share with you some good stuff over here for those who stay back with me. Who wants good stuff? All right, if you want good stuff, type me in the comments for those who still with me. All right. I'm into the 1 hour and 20 minutes already. Also, every time I exceed the timing. Nobody wants, then I don't share already. Anyone good stuff or not? I'll share you some things. At least give you some trade ideas. So I'll take a break and see the comments. Okay, all right, let me share with you this. Okay, thank you for your support. Give me a like and share lah. Give me a like and share. So liking is free, doesn't cost you money. Just give me a like and share. Tell Facebook that you want to see more of me in the future. Can see more of me in the future, and yeah, give me a like and share. All right, so this is a seasonal. Okay. If you want to do a screenshot, you can do a screenshot, whatever it is. I won't share this. I won't share this list with you. So essentially, I share with you a number of times. You can also do it yourself. Actually, it's not difficult. All right. So the energy sectors, you can go to the stockcharts.com and find the seasonals. Okay, and see which month generally it is a bullish month. All right. So I subdivided into the sectors. All right, the energy, financial, utilities, industrial, technology, blah blah blah. And also do the equal weight one, ETF, same sectors, and also subdivided into the industry, biotech, ETF, biotech, oil and gas, home builders, healthcare equipment, metal mining, pharmaceutical, retail, semicon, and such. Okay, So focus on the November one. October, which is this month, right? October. Find the green color one. October is this one, right? Green color one. These two. Okay. This is the cannot see, right? Okay, can see, right? So financial utilities tends to be bullish in October based on seasonals. You can go and see the chart, all right? The financial sector ETF, it is already bullish already. You can see, all right? Utilities starting to move higher, all right? So do take a look, and that is the reason why I enter into AON, or one of the banks also, not banks, I think one of the financial institution, I don't know what, okay, doesn't matter. And KIE is insurance ETF. I think also bullish in October also. Can take a look, starting to move. It's really it is it is already moving already. So right now I don't think it's the best time to enter, but wait for a pullback or a trigger, for example, like a wash and rinse trigger, then you enter. Can? So all right, and moving into the industry. October, aerospace and defense. If you have been watching some of my Facebook Live, I do mention aerospace. Jay also mentioned, Jay, two of the speakers also mentioned about aerospace, right? Because October, it tends to be a bullish month. Okay, so XAR. Right now, above the cloud. So it hasn't really moved yet, but starting to move. So we can take a look at the aerospace and defense. So we can go and check out XAR. I know time to explain already, so it's getting late already. So check out what are the component stocks, find out what are the defense stocks. Okay, there are a few standard one. Okay. So what else? Transportation, right? The airlines, the railway, and such. Of course, in this example, I'm using the XTN. I'm using all the same ETF provider, but as I mentioned just now, right, I'm bullish on the IYT, transportation, right? IYT. Also ETF over here. I entered yesterday. Okay, above the cloud, and also a wash and rinse trigger. So that is why I entered also. Okay, so these are the few sector industry that I'm looking at. And of course, I think there's this healthcare equipment, XHE. Health, it is not really leading now, but generally health has been leading for many months already. So tech health has been leading for many months. So I try not to go into this at the top already. So I try to find those improving one, and the improving one, which I think could be the XAR, the aerospace and defense. Okay, and moving into November, you can see that a lot of industry, their sectors are positive one. Industrial technology, healthcare, they are back again. So moving into that, October, into the financial utilities, industrial and such. So generally November, a lot of this basically the whole market is going to get bullish. I won't know, it might not pan out, but based on historical data, seasonals, this is how it will be for the past 10 years, 20 years. Can? All right. So am I sharing good information with you so far? If I'm sharing good information, right, just type yes, or type good, Pretty say yes just now. Type good, GOOD, in the comments. So for those who are staying with me, the 274 people in the room right now. So I already shared some nuggets, financial utilities, the aerospace and the transportation. Transportation, I am using the IYT ETF as the proxy. Okay, can? All right, so IYT, as I mentioned already, the airlines, for example, right, LUV, all this, Southwest Airline, I think they should be starting to move again. Don't quote my word, I'm just guessing now. So ETF.com/IYT over here. You see what are the components stored in IYT now? Because I have a position, I have a skin in the game. So that's why I will take a look at RYT. United Parcel, Union Pacific. Union Pacific is UMP. Component stock of RYT. Can you see? How is it? Union Pacific up, right? That's why the ETF is up as well. So what else? United Parcel, it is UPS. I see. Recently it's also up also, right? So I think we are still early for the IYT. So IYT generally for IYT ETF. Again, don't copy me. I'm just sharing with you what I do. I've already entered already. If you enter today, it might be a bit late, but I think it's still okay. It might be a bit late, but do have your risk stop loss in place. IYT based on seasonals, 18 October to 29 November. All right. For the past 11 years, right, 100%. Within this range, 18 October to 29 November, it is positive. It is winning. Okay, so again, don't copy me. If you lose money, don't come and buy me. I'm just sharing with you what I do. I am basically inside RYT transportation ETF already. If you want, you can look at the component stock and take a look. Can? All right. What do the numbers represent? You mean for the spreadsheet, is it? The numbers are all right. Based on the number in the stock chart seasonals, so 70% of the percentage lah. So 70% chance that it is going to be positive in October. That kind of high chance. Can? All right. I won't be sharing with you this chart lah. So yeah, it is not exactly a secret sauce. Okay, you can do it yourself one. So yeah, I won't be sharing this. So yeah, can? I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. Can everything good so far? Can everything good so far? All right. So this. Let me see. All right. So back to UPS. Any other question you want to ask me? No question, No question. I think I will want to call it a day already. So thank you for staying with me. And again, once again, do check out Beanie wash and rinse course. All right. Seasonality. You can go to sweeping. Okay, seasonals. Okay, so I posted the link already. The seasonals chart over here. The link you can go through. For example, IYT. For example. You see, you can just scroll out 20 years, move back 1 year. Can you see what this is? 80% chance it is positive in November, October. But based on my data, somewhere it is showing October is pretty good also. So you can use it as a proxy for the past. Yeah, October, November is generally a bullish month. Can you see? As I mentioned earlier, 15 October to 28 November, it is generally bullish. So right, can you see? November bullish month. All right. William is asking, right, how do I get the date range from 18 October? This is my secret source. So I get data. Okay, I get data. But I think for most people, it is good enough to use the seasonality from stock chart. Can? All right. I think okay, 1 hour, 1.5 hours already. I think that is good enough for me today. I hope you guys enjoy the session. Do register for Bini Ong, wash and rinse session. Get the free trial and also the webinar session. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy the session. So with that, I wish you guys a happy weekend, and I will see you guys next week again. So good night, 晚安, bye bye.